Hi, I'm Jennifer and I'm Minimalist My Way, and this is another video on what am I reading. So I wanted to share with you what I was reading. So the first book is called Frugal Living, The Ultimate Guide to Frugal Living. It is by Daisy Luther, and I will give all of the information on these titles down in the description, so you don't need to write them down while I'm talking if you don't want to. So this one was really, really good. I'm entering a phase in my life right now where I don't have as much disposable income as I used to, and I am having to kind of tighten my belt in regard to my finances. So, and with a lot of other books, I already live very frugally, but this one took it to a different level. And she comes from a place of basically poverty. She got to a point in her life where she was responsible for taking care of her children, and she did not have a lot of money. And there are things in here, gardening to not just for enjoyment, but to survive and eat. Making things from scratch because you can afford the ingredients, but you can't afford she could afford flour and baking soda, but she couldn't afford the ready-made pizza crust. So she made it. And there were a lot of things like that in here. I marked a few pages. One of the things that I did implement in my life was she suggests to, I know you can't read that, I'll stop doing that. She suggests to unplug electricity sucking appliances when you're done with them. Things like televisions, coffee makers, treadmills, office equipment, chargers. And that made a lot of sense to me. I have a lot of things plugged into my bedroom. I have the television and the DVD player, even though I don't use it very often. I have my alarm clock, my Alexa device, my lamp, my diffuser, my candle, or my melting candle thing, my heating pad. I have all of that plugged in all the time. And I only use it in the evening when I'm getting ready to go to bed. So I put one power strip on my nightstand that has all of my the things on my nightstand plugged into it and my heating pad. And then I have another power strip where the TV and the DVD player and the antenna and all of that are plugged in. And I started to turn them off. I did the same thing in the basement where I have a TV that we just kind of use when people come over, or if something's happening on the main floor that I need to be quiet. Sometimes I'll go down there and use the TV. Again, it has a TV, a DVD player, speakers. I don't remember what all else is plugged in down there, but a bunch. So I put it all on a power strip, put the power strip easy to access, just right behind everything. And I just click the button and turn the power strip on if I want to use the TV. And it was amazing. I just used it yesterday and I probably haven't used that TV in a month. So before I did that, that would have been a month of paying for electricity to keep those things at the ready when I don't use them very often. But I do use the things in my bedroom often. I use them every day. But I've been turning them off, and at least for, even if I sleep for 8 or 10 hours, that's still a long time where they can be turned off. And I got my first electric bill since I was doing that, and I have saved about $40 just by doing that. And that was a suggestion in this book. So I'm very grateful for that. She also has a section, how can decluttering make you be more frugal? And I really liked this section. Things like when you have less, it's easier to find things. So you don't duplicate buy something because you can't find it. You can make good money selling the stuff you don't need. Living in a clutter-free environment is less stressful. I love all of these. She did a really, really great job. And I'm also going to write down a lot of the recipes that I got out of this book. There's everything from how to make your own bone broth by getting a bone at the butcher to if you like the fancy coffee drinks that cost $1 zillion at wherever Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts. She's got how you can make them at home with ingredients you already have. Like if you want to make a vanilla latte, you use 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract and 4 tablespoons of white sugar, and just add that to your coffee, and that's what it'll taste like. unbelievable stuff to where you don't have to sacrifice anything. You can still have the things, but you just need to make them in a more frugal way. She's got everything from making your own cornbread, um, you know, how to make a roux, how to make a pie crust, how to make a pizza crust, how to make uh, biscuits. There's a lot of just really basic, really good recipes in here for things that we all tend to buy pre-made. I know I do anyway. So if you're looking to save money, and especially drastically, but some of the things are things that are not a big deal to do on a daily basis. Frugal Living, The Ultimate Guide to Frugal Living by Daisy Luther. She has also written, she has a website called theorganicprepper.com, and she's also the author of Be Ready for Anything and The Prepper's Pantry. So check it out. The second book I am doing this time, but I am not finished with it yet. But it's really good, and I've already incorporated a lot of new things and new strategies because of reading it. So this one is called Savor, Mindful Eating, Mindful Life, and it is by Thich Nhat Hanh and Dr. Lilian Cheung. And so basically he is a Buddhist monk, and she is a doctor. And so they've worked together to create just strategies to help people lose excess weight and keep it off. And I really like how holistic it is. It talks about, thinking about the reasons why you're overeating and how to own those and take control of those and heal your relationship with food and your weight and yourself. It's been really, really, really powerful so far. I've been trying to lose the same 20 pounds for about 10 years, and I'll get 10 or 15 down and I just fall off the wagon and gain it back. So I don't think it'd be for like vanity weight, that sort of thing, if you just have 2 or 3 pounds that you want to lose to get into that swimsuit or whatever. But it is really good for people who have gotten into some destructive habits like I have, with just overeating because I'm wanting to just shut my brain off and not think about the day I had or the feelings I'm having, numbing behaviors like that, watching TV, eating mindlessly. It's all about being mindful and really thinking about why you're doing things and how you're feeling when you do things, and how to then move you in a direction where you will feel better. So really like it. 2 things that I have already done out of it, and I'm not even halfway through it yet. One of them is I installed a mindfulness chime or bell on my phone. It was just a free app. Just search Mindfulness Bell and you'll come up with a few. And so it does a special chime. I got to choose the chime that it uses, and it goes off once an hour. And you can set up how early you want it to start and how late you want it to stop. And so when it makes that chime, and it does it at random intervals, not just every 60 minutes, it does it at random intervals. And when you hear the chime, you're supposed to just take a moment, take a few deep breaths, be grateful for your surroundings, check in with yourself. How are you doing? Do you need to drink water? Are you eating something that is not going to make you feel good later? Just how are you? How are you doing? And I honestly, because I'm here and there and everywhere, sometimes I hear the chime that hour and sometimes I don't. But whenever I do, it's really nice just to stop and think about myself, and are my needs being met, and am I happy currently, and what am I doing, and is what I'm doing in line with what I want to be doing. I really like it. The other thing I've done is it asked me to make a healthy lifestyle mission statement, and it actually has a lot of resources online, and this was one of them. So if you go to, it's savorthebook.com, you can go to resources and it will give you a template for a mission statement for your health. And I'd never done that before, so I did set goals. I want to be such and such pounds by such and such date, and then several sub goals, or how I'm going to be there, or guidelines or whatever for me, and then I taped it up in my bathroom, where whenever I open the cabinet to get my things to get ready in the morning, the mission statement is there for me to read through. And I usually read through it in its entirety while I'm brushing my teeth. And it's a really nice way to start the day. I really like that. It kind of gets me on track. I'm not saying I'm perfect or anything by any means, but I really liked that. And I really look forward to reading the rest of this book. So Savor, Mindful Eating, Mindful Life by Thich Hanh. All right, last one. Oh, where'd it go? I saved this one for the best for last, in my opinion. This one is really good. And yes, I am kind of on a weird Zen Buddhist kick right now. But this one is also by, let's see, Shunmyo Masuno. And he was a Japanese Zen monk. And it's just 100 daily practices for simple living. It's called The Art of Simple Living. And it's very, very easy to read. You just have, like, whatever your thing is, they just briefly describe it, and then they go into more detail and give you examples of how that can be applied to your life. For example, this one is, don't waste time worrying about things you cannot control. I don't think anybody could say that any of these in here are not meaningful. It may not be meaningful to you at the time, but almost all of these are wonderful, wonderful practices that I do want to incorporate in my daily life, and I think I would be much, much happier if I did. And they are all just very simple. This one is, try going barefoot. Something about your bare feet touching the earth and wiggling your toes in the dirt or on the grass, or even just on your carpet or your hardwood floors. There's something about it that is just simply relaxing and wonderful and grounding, I really think. So I really liked these, but I was really concerned that once I returned the book to the library, they're all going to go out of my head. So what I did, and I looked for this online. I just did a search because I thought maybe they're all listed somewhere and I could maybe copy and paste them and put them up somewhere where I could see them or something like that. And they are. This entire book is available for free in its entirety online as a PDF. So it doesn't give a website here, but if you just search The Art of Simple Living, you'll find it. And it's amazing that that's available and wonderful. So what I did was I copied all of them onto index cards, and then I took the description and the examples, and I just kind of chose what really spoke to me for each one, and then I made like a little ring. And this is something, I know I'm a former teacher, so this is something you can get at the teacher supply store, or you can order on Amazon, and it's just a little ring that you can put hole punched cards through, and then it will snap shut. So I just had one in my house, but you could do whatever you wanted with these. And then I just put one of those command hooks right above my pillow next to my bed, and I hang it there. And then before bedtime, or when I get up in the morning, I'll just pick one and read through and get one that I want to kind of have my theme for the day. I haven't finished them yet. I've only done, I think I've done 12. I've done 12 so far, but they'll all 100 will fit on this ring by the end. So like number 1 is make time for emptiness. And so I just read through it very quickly, and if that's the one I want for the day, I just keep it on that one and then try and do that during that day. And then I'm hoping that will make me not forget these wonderful, wonderful practices. And I love them. And simple living and minimalism, slow living, whatever you want to call it, more purposeful living, mindfulness, all of these go hand in hand with minimalism. They really do. And or else I just like that kind of thing, but I think they go together. So kind of a weird book list, but that's what I'm reading now. Everything should be linked below, and if you would please like and subscribe, and I will do more of these in the future. Until then, be minimalist your way.